Astrologist together with September Run on the near side. Levante led them, but it's over on the far side. Rockin' Horse in front. It's going to be an absolute boil-over. Rockin' Horse won the Newmarket.
Welcome back to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host Scoot. I'm joined in studio by John Walter. Death warmed up. Do you even exist anymore, Walt?
No.
Does anyone
After
talk
Monday
to you?
and Tuesday this week, mate, no. No, Josh Barr doesn't talk to me. Tim Clark doesn't talk to me. Not even Mark Van Gestel talks to me anymore.
You're not allowed to talk to anyone anyway.
No. Why would anyone want to talk to me? Only trolls. Trolls only now.
Oh, we got one last night.
We'll fire up.
DK, how are you, mate? Surely you're happy this week.
Oh, happy St. Patrick's Day, and I'm glad to see, I didn't see, but Walt's got the green. I mean, I didn't have a green top. We're supposed to wear, green, lucky green, unlucky green at the races. You're not supposed to wear it, but happy St. Patrick's Day. Walt's got the green on. I'm going all right. I've just got to throw it up, actually, all morning, watching. The best thing I saw last night before I went to bed was the Luke Beveridge spray he gave that journo, and then get up this morning and put on Twitter and watch all his reporter mates go into bat for him and all that. Like, leave me out of self-important journos, especially those sports journos, please. But, I'm going about as good as Luke Beveridge. What about you, Nico?
It's a good time to be alive, isn't it? Footy's back, Group 1 racing, Golden Slipper weekend, All-Star Mile. Up and about, for sure.
It's a cracker and it just doesn't stop. It just all the Group 1 action. And let's quickly talk about the Newmarket. Craig Newer, how do you find the fence? Oh, he was from drawn barrier 2, I think, and then he found the outside fence. Did he walk the track, or did any of them walk the track and realise
you
that
can't
the
really hammer him, can you? Because what was there? 900 one shots on the inside and the rest on the outside. So they all thought the outside was the spot. They must have.
Nico?
Yeah, I agree. 99 times out of 100, the outside's the place to be in the straight, and then the one big race of the year, it's not. Just bad luck.
All the big chances are out there. And then Paddy Maloney and that say to Frog, we're actually all those 100-1 chances. We're going to stick down the rail and give ourselves a chance down there. And he says, no, leave me out of that. Leave me out of that. What am I going to tell the owners there?
Just a strange race, wasn't it? I don't know how else the high pressure.
Well, was it high pressure? Bossy didn't seem to think it was high pressure. He thought they went slow, didn't he? I saw or something. And he's thinking, what's going on there anyway?
Gee, boss.
Yeah, boss.
My God.
I would have thought
going back to sleep.
15 lengths above to the 600-metre mark.
It busted them all. I saw Dan O'Sullivan's thing. He said Home Affairs has never gone that fast. The top 10 first 600s ever down the straight in history or something. That's how fast it went. Bossy said,
and that's
they went slow.
such a rarity. You see that fast run race down the straight.
Yeah.
It's just such a perplexing race to get your head around. I don't know. I'd be just forgiving of horses that didn't run up to their best there because they've, Lost and Running went absolutely awful. Home Affairs was disappointing. Master Crusader was okay.
Just one of those pear-shaped races. You look at the result and you say, how,
Yeah.
Hundreds beats 80s and God knows what the trifecta and first fight didn't even see to pay the pool or whatever. But it was just crackers beat knackers and this is that. So it's just one of those results where you just, when you're doing the post races, can't explain it. Move on.
I think I'm just dirty. I wasn't on Artorias for the maximum pain. Finally draws a gate where it's going to be.
Goes it away.
Yeah. Sick. I wasn't on it.
It's going to be interesting to see how Artorias shapes up over in Europe. I think our sprinters generally go okay over there, and I think he's more of a 1400 type horse.
Have
anyway.
they ever travelled one, or are they going to give it to another trainer, or what's the story? Because Anthony Friedman's not really one that's going to be getting on a plane to Europe, I wouldn't imagine.
Give it to Mick Costa.
Far out. Wow. How have they plucked him? Of all people. Good luck to him, absolutely, and he's going well, but how, about the 6th or 7th best trainer in Queensland, going to Dubai on $83 million a year, good luck to him, absolutely good luck to him, but it's just a weird go.
No, he's done well. He's come a long way in a very short time. A little hat tip to Walt Duays. You found it?
Could be a moral.
Was a moral.
He was using it in multis, and not many collects there, but it was good, wasn't it? Strong late, he was dead set right, Josh. He not to go to Melbourne is his main play, and he thinks she could be a horse that could knock up winning a few weight for age races. He might be right off the back of that.
You're impressed by it, Nico? Big figures at punting form.
Yeah, another brutal run race. Absolutely brutal. The Australian Cup. I think they went 12 above there, so. No, I think it maybe brought out the best horse. I think it was good. I think they all head maybe towards a Tancred now, sort of looking at the programming with the Ramvet this weekend when Ray Elegant tackles 3 runners or whatever. So
I think it was the way to ride Spanish Mission, though. I don't think it wasn't like he hasn't gone and barbecued himself in front. It's a proper Group 1 race, Group 1 tempo. he's got to roll along. He's a big, strong one pacer.
They need a return there somewhere. Like they've obviously paid a bit of money for him after he's running the Melbourne Cup. So, I thought the way to ride him was to make it a staying test, wasn't it? And he's the best stayer in the field, but he wasn't the best horse on the day. I think that's pretty much
two good horses that sort of got past him late, aren't they, mate? But in reality, do us and think it over. So, and what about Ho Ho Car? I know it followed the winner all the way, but gee whiz, Mitch Friedman's got it going all right. Sydney Cup. When we ever get to that, when's that in a couple of weeks, I suppose? But gee whiz.
Couldn't get out of its own way, sort of at the back end of its Hong Kong career. Now it's absolutely flying. Had like proper Group 1 form early days in Hong Kong, so maybe it's just getting somewhere near back to that level.
Well, quick one for you. New South Wales NBL still can't get on the day before?
Can't get on the day off? What are you talking about? No, nothing. No change. Nothing changed in, 5 years or something?
Are they going to look at it? Are they going to correct it? Are they interested?
I think you're asking the wrong person. I don't know who the right person is, but yeah.
Just seems bizarre.
The whole, like they're just trying to shrink. It's weird, New South Wales. They just want to put prize money up and spend all the money that comes in from punters, but don't want to increase it. I don't know why they don't want to help fund more prize money and do things like that. But anyway.
Yeah, real weird one with the New South Wales NBL's friend of the show just sent us that one in for a bit of a question, but we'll try and do some digging, and we might get our friend Chris Roots to find the explanation.
Oh, he's the man. He's the man. He's the man who can get to the man, but he won't be able to post the answers. But that's all right.
All right, another one that popped up during the week, another little punter's gripe, is the top fluck scenario, and this one's Oriental Legend. So this it's an interesting
Matty
one.
Gillam's one.
Yeah, Matty Gillam sent this one in. So 310 was the official top fluck price, and you can swim in 330, 340, 350, and 320. DK, this is just absolute insanity, and I bet a bit of top fluck business.
Well, even if the top fluck's wrong, even if the SP's wrong, the top fluck must be wrong, surely.
It's crazy. How does it not
be wrong?
Not be greater than 310?
Because it's only taken from a certain, like even though there's 70 bookies or something like that, the official price only is relative to 6 or 8 of them, isn't it, or something like that?
There wasn't one that was 310, or sure?
No, exactly. So they're all 330, 350, 340, 320, and then I just don't understand how that could be the fluctuation. So
who's in control of it now? I don't even know who's in control of it.
Well, then punters are just being robbed for how long's this been going on for? A lot of the top fluck punters, and I'm one of them, you sort of bet and then get on with things, and you just figure out what the price is going to be later. Like that's the beauty of the top fluck. You don't have to sit there and wait.
Yeah.
Because it's a game of trying to take the price and anticipate the market. And then if you miss the early price, which most people do, and you only bet race day, like top fluck used to be a great product, but bookies are just absolutely robbing punters. If that's the if that's the output, 310, like they're giggling.
Pretty normal too that you see something blow hard late in the betting, which they're pretty aggressive now pushing things. Yet the top fluck doesn't catch it. You know what I mean? Like and they may go off quick or whatever. I don't understand. Like it's got to be there for 28.64 seconds or something. I really don't. And there's where do you find literature on what actually goes
classifies
into
it? Well, DK's out. He's our in then.
Yeah, no, I know it's a constant. I've spoken to Gillo. It's a constant bane of Gillo's, and he's at the coalface every day, watching it happen and playing on most races. So I can send it through to Sam Prendergast or something at RV and see what he says, because it doesn't make sense just looking at that for sure.
Needs to please explain. It's as big a rob as some of the deduction routes that are out there. Today's show's an absolute cracker. We'll get on with things. It's All-Star Mile and Slipper weekend. Nico's going to have a look at the All-Star Mile. We'll touch upon the Alister Clark. Terry Leighton's back. The Gimcrack Stakes Day is at Ascot. He was very unlucky last time he was on the show. Utgard Loki nearly won at $21. Just didn't have luck pressing out. And I tell you what, a few punters would be absolutely on the floor. I think he got about 460 or 480 the place. Regardless, Mug punter, he's back. South, he got South beat last Friday. I was watching the game. It's great to have rugby league back and the AFL, but we knew we were off.
Yeah, we knew we were off. At least he gave us 3 days' notice that we couldn't collect or whatever it was. That was the main thing, that you knew they were going to come out and go like busted 3 humpers, and I've never seen South put in a worse performance in about 8 years.
They could be gone for the season.
That was probably the worst game of football I've seen, and I love that the Broncos supporters are up and about. I'm like, if that's what you've got, yeah, good luck.
Oh, the mug punter, it was his birthday on Tuesday. Yeah, I reckon the mug is his grey hair. He gets a bit of greys. A bit like some
he's still living at home with mum, so he can't be. Well, surely he can't be that old, still living at home with mum.
He'd be in 8th grade or something, wouldn't he?
8th grade.
I might say 33.
He's not 30.
He's got to have moved out at home.
He's not 30,
can't be
mate.
30. Can't be after.
He's not 30, mate.
Can't be after 30.
There's no way you
living at
can
home.
eat what he eats and be 30 and alive.
I don't know.
I reckon 35.
It's a good one. We might
35.
put it out on Twitter.
That's hard. 35.
Not sure. All right, TopSport Steamers, Shelby 66 last week at $8. I laughed at it. I thought it was a bit of a gag. I couldn't believe the horse ran. So too good for us. So big apology.
What about the run of the other horse of his that just started running past group horses late when it should have been carrying 25 kilos less than what it did at the weight scale, and Jalbari or something? Oh my God, I'm going round to Danny's for a burger this week. I need a lift.
I need to go there as well.
Oh, shake, fries.
Something that I swear by is Manscaped. It travels well with me. The weed whacker here. We've got the lawnmower and the weed whacker, but when you start to get to my vintage, I'm 38 at the moment. So these ones are good for the nose. And if you've got hairs growing out your ears, which I don't yet, some people
do. They come out a foot long every now and then. I find one. It's just like I could swing off it. I still haven't charged the other thing, and it's still going strong, the lawnmower or whatever the hell it is. I can't believe it. I've never even charged it since it's been out the box. It's like a Superman of weed whackers. What are they called?
Yeah, they're very good. The lawnmowers are good for the all-over show. DK uses it as well, and I love this one just up the beat. Clear the runways. It's fantastic. So 20% off for everyone at home. Make sure you try it. Get it at both Australian and the US stores. Doesn't matter, just manscaped.com and type in Little Birdie and you get 20% off. Absolute game changer for me. And Alana loves it too, my missus. All right, let's have a look at Sydney. Walter, you're a sucker for punishment. I usually see these big staying races and just run the other way.
So do I.
I'm a scared panda, especially after No Compromise and Jay Ford. And I guess Waller just has such a strong hand on him. So I usually run the other way in Sydney. I don't bet up. But Queen's Cup here, over 2,400, is one of the races that Mr. Walter wants to have a look at. And Surefire, the import that won at big odds, I think. Fresh and a real nice Chris Waller play. 460 into 440 at TopSport. Zarek, 440. No Compromise. The horse we back last start, $5. Mighty Beal, $6. Luncey, $6.50. Knight's Order, $16. Nickerjack Cave, $20, and Better the rest. But it's always tricky with some of these horses pressing on to the Sydney Cup, so you just don't know who has the handlebars down or not. But Zarek is the horse that you're going to have.
No, the Zarek race. I'm surprising you. But you had the right thing. Handlebars down. The little bloke in front's the weight I'm chasing here this week. The Knight's Order, the mighty Knight's Order. Zarek was enormous here. Sort of had to work a little bit early and ended up trailing Knight's Order, who was first up. It was second up, going 14-2. And, look at these horses, nice and strong late. They did have a bit of a pattern in their favour here for sure, but they did run time, and both were vulnerable. Luncey's just gets past Knight's Order there late. And as I said, Knight's Order was first up. It gets a really soft lead on the weekend. That run under its belt, I think, had a fair time off before then, and we're getting $16 each way as opposed to sort of $4 about Zarek and whatever Luncey's is, $5 or $6. That Surefire certainly found a race where they went crazy first up, and it can improve as well, no doubt. But I just thought it looked pretty one-paced, and I'm definitely scared of Zarek again off that run. But I think $16 each way, Knight's Order is insanity.
It's won twice, second up as well, and it's just typical Gay. Send him out the front.
Send him out the front, Rosehill. Hopefully it won't be crazy wet, but it doesn't matter with this horse. It's 1 over 2 mile anyway. You don't want him to go fast as he did first up, but you don't want you can bowl on it. This sort of horse, it's a shame that JVO, he's going okay anyway, but he can ride these horses okay, but it's pretty hard to stuff this horse up, to be fair.
All right, any thoughts there, lads?
Oh, well, how good's Gay and Bott? Like, this horse rode the speed in a brutal run, Melbourne Cup. It looked like he was absolutely gone last prep. First up over 2,000, he runs enormous. Like, he's a horse at Addy's, like, he got into the Cup, like, winning his way through a bunch of races through sort of last winter, and then he completely dropped off the map in the spring. But at his best, he'd be right in a race like this. And I think off the first up run, you could say he's nearing somewhere towards that for sure.
May have worked well Tuesday.
Okay, the price is going to disappear very quickly. So if you're watching this show early, get involved and You better tell your fans in the Racing Watch chat group.
I will.
You're nearly
I don't
banned
want to
from
get
this
lynched.
show.
I don't want to get lynched. Otherwise, I might have to borrow that hat to go in there. But the going over that race board, there are a couple there that will be having a little sniff around. I reckon if no compromise, he's put Jay Ford on again. If it's not stone cold setting itself for the Sydney Cup alone, and
Geez, you'd love another dead and then JC.
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure that Mighty Beale's not the same sort of horse on top of the ground, and I'm not really sure it runs 2400 either. Like it may be on a dry track with a soft run, but I don't. I think it's sub 2000. It looks a really nice each way go.
The Rosehill Guineas is a good race. Animo, Converge, Profondo, Forgot You. Profondo dropped out poorly. As we said, Dolan's been boned. Forgot You's an interesting run. I don't know if DK's given it life yet, but the interesting one was Converge. I thought your horse, Johnny, synthetic hoof.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it all right?
Yeah, it's nothing. Just really cosmetic. It's not nothing that'll affect the horse at all. So I nearly had a heart attack when I saw that myself. But it looks a good watch race. Like, you don't know what Profondo's going to do. No one does. You'd have to take it on. If it was short, sort of 4 or 5 to 1, it'll probably get out a bit north of that, and it looks like it's going to map a lot better than Converge and Animo, and they're both short enough. So I think it's just a good watch race, that one.
Profondo drawn 6, Converge 8, and Animo 9. It just sets up for a tactical affair.
It does, and Converge is probably more worried about the Doncaster. I imagine that it's not their race to press and have a hard run 2000. So I'd assume that Animo and Converge go back and Profondo goes forward, and it'll be a race of tactics.
The George Road is interesting. DK's horse Moanga. I'm a bit of a Moanga man. And you hate the horse. It's your nemesis, so I just want to trigger you.
I don't hate it. I just wish that that Skylab was a little bit better than it that day in the Rosehill Guineas, was it? But that's actually a good race, and I think they did the right thing scratching Converge out of it because it looks far more competitive and tougher to win than the Rosehill Guineas probably is. But it's I haven't gone through the George Rider too much, but it does look a good competitive race on paper.
Very elegant. Goes around $1.30 as well. But
what a race that is! The $1.30 race with Entente $17, beaten 15 lengths last start, going up to a Group 1. Sikandrabad, the horse from Melbourne that I'd never heard of. It went okay first up. What's he called?
Misery.
Misery.
Yeah, it went okay. Montefiore is the only real horse down the bottom that comes out of that slow run race that Duay and those horses come out of. The same as Very Elegant, but it's the only real challenger, it looks like. Anyway.
A lot of prize money floating around for not much cattle.
It's not really a $1.30 horse either, though. Very Elegant, isn't it? I know she's super honest and puts in every time, but she's not, dynamic.
All right. The big one is the Golden Slipper here. Odds courtesy of TopSport, and Coolangatta is the favourite here, $4.80. How do I say this one? Sherjan. Dan. Sejudan, $7. She's Extreme's been the mover, 12 into 850. Best of Bordeaux, 11 and 9. Fireburn, $11. Jacano, 15 into 11. Russian Conquest, 9 out to 16. Just been clipped into $15. And Revolutionary Miss, $16. Queen of the Balls, 17. Dormier, Nico's Ruffy from the Blue Diamond, $20. 7 Vales. Walt tipped that up last start at a good price, 34 into 26. And you can get Better S, 7X, another familiar name. For watchers of the show, $34 rise to the masses, 41. Mullane's the big bolter here at $71. Don't know where he's at, but he's an emergency, so may not get a start. Let's have a look at a couple of little replays. We're sort of looking outside the obvious and outside Coolangatta, really, just coming off a funny prep. But here's Best of Bordeaux. Did all the work early, Walt?
No, it didn't. That's not the right race. Yes, it is. Changed colours, sorry. So he got caught wide, and then obviously the fence was horrendous here, and it'll be interesting. It's just so hard to line them up. You've got horses that have failed, like OJ, Magic's come out and not run as well with the fast tempo in its favour like it did this day. Boyfriend's there sort of battled away. Is that Sir Jardin right down the outside? So he was first up. Queen of the Balls come out and won the Black Opal. So it's difficult to line this form up, but one thing you can say about this horse is that it certainly didn't have anything in its favour that day. It's caught wide, had to make an early move. They've gone really quick. It's gone back to the inside, and it's just how much you tack onto its performance for that inside section that looked poisonous on the day to how good a performance it was. But to me, going back, it's the one horse that's done something out of all of them that could be special. There's no horse with X factor in the race. Horses I've marked She's Extreme second favourite behind Best of Bordeaux, and I can't get Coolangatta too far away from them simply because it's just got some talent that a lot of them don't have. It's got a horrible preparation, and it's got plenty of against it on Saturday, but I don't have it anywhere near as short as it is in betting. But I've sort of got $8 the field, and best of all those, the one I kept coming back to is the one that could be special.
Yeah, 1,200 metres might be the only query there, but
yeah, I'm not even concerned about that one little bit.
Okay.
I'm more worried about the ride, like what they do, but he does look like he's drawn ideally to sort of cruise across into the first 4 or 5. There's not a huge amount of speed, and a horse like Rise of the Masses is going to have to carve across from the outside, and there's not too many mad-on paces, and he doesn't want to probably see a horse like Sweet Ride get in the race. Seven Veils has got a decision. It's a nice horse. It's a horse.
Let's have a look at that replay.
Yeah,
Russian Conquest and Seven Veils here.
So it was forced out of its comfort zone here, I think, Seven Veils, but did have the pattern in its favour, so headed forward. And then I'm very wary of Russian Conquest down the outside because the fillies are so strong compared to the colts this year for the majority. But if they get it to win off this run, Russian Conquest, they went quick here and just looks very weak late. You've got a maiden kicking back inside it. I know a maiden won the race, but... and I know that they've done it a million times with horses like Capitalist and a million others. But she's one I probably decided to risk after it drew horribly in the race, Russian Conquest. But
it's a big price though. It's not out to $16. I was surprised that it was that big a price.
So was I in comparison to Coolangatta, who hasn't been seen. So at
exactly.
Least
I'd rather that horse.
Yeah, I'd had a run, but I know that I was against Coolangatta that day in the Gold Coast, but it was purely on price, and you've got to say that Coolangatta is definitely a better horse potentially than Russian Conquest. So there's got to be a gap in the prices, but $16 is probably silly compared to $4.80. I just thought She's Extreme just has this great She Will Reign setup. The harder, the more testing and wetter it is for it on Saturday, you just can't see it running poorly. It's just the Shelby 66 Johnny on the spot, hard fit, loves it wet, little skipper that's going to probably get some sort of tempo and finish off strong.
Nico, you got a good handle on these 2-year-olds. What's your read?
Yeah, I'm kind of similar to Walt. Like she's extreme. She's already been 12 into 850, so maybe that's a guide of where her price sort of may end up sort of later in the week with the early support. Maps well. I don't know. It's a tough slipper though. Like I don't think the Melbourne horses are completely out of play. Like Jack and I was really good in that. Blue Diamond gets the blinkers on. What do you even do with Coolangatta? Like the win in the Magic Millions, she only just beat Russian Conquest, but I suppose the whole way through she's been our best 2-year-old. There always looked like there could be something that could go past her, and I don't know if anything has. Like she's still probably seat 1A off what she's shown, isn't she? Like tough race, real tough race.
And that camp, I mean, Mar Eustace, I mean, you just can't deny them in any scenario that present a horse into a big race, as we've seen with Haitotsu and this and that. So I know,
I saw a little bit of vision of I think it was a jump out maybe at Hawkesbury or Newcastle or somewhere.
Went like a rocket.
Just killed him. Well, by about 4. Yeah. So it could just be flying, but
I got 11 horses between $8 and $16. I don't think that's possible. Like I've never seen a slipper like that.
The horse I wanted to back was probably Rise of the Masses, but he drew barrier 20, so he's probably completely out of play now. But I thought sort of each way he'd probably be the one that would be right there in the finish. You're tough on speed.
You can't knock him at 40s or 50s, that's for sure. But he's going to, carve across and he tries his guts out. He just wish he had a length up his sleeve probably, but definitely not knocking it at the price.
If you drew like barrier 4, you'd be pretty keen. So I'd be keen each way, like 26 or something. But barrier 20s, he's probably just completely out of it.
It's not there's not too many fast horses though. That's the thing. Coin of the ball maybe. They probably decided that they're not going to be trying to ride it with too many sits again, I guess. And there's not much speed. It's quite interesting.
Sevenak bombed the start, and the Blue Diamond was okay. He's only had 2 starts.
I thought it went well in that race, considering it's doesn't look a turn of foot horse. Sevenak, if it sort of cruised in just behind the speed, I thought it was big price actually. I think I marked it sort of half its price as well, $15. Well, it's about 30s or something, isn't it?
34, and you got a bonus at Willie Pike on.
Yeah.
Jack and O's got the blinkers on first time. I've wanted blinkers on this horse for a long time and finally get him. And I think I don't know if you said it, Walt, or someone else, but he looks like he's going to be even better. And I think Mick Price said during the week that he'll be maybe a better 14 or 1600 metre horse in time. So he just looks like he has. I think the day that you backed him, Nico, back in December, he just switched off and he's still so raw. I think
he just got pushed wide. It was a horrible pattern for him last start, but he just got pushed wide probably 100 metres early last time, even though, trying to overcome the bias and if he probably isn't weakening on the line, everyone's super keen here, and he kind of had to weaken. Like otherwise he's a super horse. It's just a matter of how bad that form is or how good that form is.
I've for the first time in a long time, listened to RSN on the way in this morning, and they had Mick Price on it. He wasn't glowing about the way Jacquino's travelled up. It sounds like it might have taken a bit out of him. He said he got there in the box and just had a big lay down, which just sounded uncharacteristic.
Staying at Danny Williams' barns.
That might be the place you want to be. But I think he's at Gerald Ryan's, from what he was saying. So.
Oh no, he's all right. He's all right.
Yeah, Sevenak just looks something like a $34 seems a massive price if you're trying to look for something completely outside the box. But I think,
mate, you could box 6 in at Cornella and not strike a blow. It feels like a new market, doesn't it? They may as well run it down the straight.
It's crazy. It's a great little betting race. All right, if you want. Well, like if you can,
couldn't think of anything worse to betting.
Well, if you find the winner, you're going to be getting a price, aren't you?
Race. Fucking not a wet track.
If it was a dry track, I would be backing Best of Bordeaux till my asshole bled. Let's just put it that way.
That's the forecast is 4 mil on Friday and then 8 mil possibly on Saturday. So it's like cactus there again.
I did try and get the jockey off for a few weeks too, but that was a bit of a stiff go. Like 2 for 2, it's pretty hard to get him off there. But I think he was glued to the horse. But yeah, interesting horse, Best of Bordeaux.
Cracking race. You don't have to have much on it, and you can get a good prize if you can find the winner. But it's a complete raffle. So if you want Walt's late thoughts, make sure you head to racingwatch.com.au and jump in his Discord chat. There's a heap of lunatics in there, and they talk. They can find winners from Bega to Bundaberg to Matamata.
That's part of the it's actually a positive for me being suicidal. It's normally where I do my best work.
Mainly New South Wales Metro and provincials, but there's all sorts of mail in there, so make sure you check that one out. Flemington, it's All-Star Mile on Saturday, but on Friday it's the Alister Clark meeting at Moonee Valley. Let's have a look at the market. I think Gazehorse is the favourite here. It's a nice little weekend away, isn't it? It's a good lads trip. Moonee Valley Friday nights, probably the ballet, and then you just dust yourself off and get into Flemington the next day. What?
That's all right.
Do you know what's going on there?
We'll be cashed up this week. I can't wait to hear this Alister Clark preview.
All right. Castlereagh Kid, 330 favourite. El Patroness, 380. Lucky Decision, $7. War Eternal, $7.50. Bon Vivant, $8.50. And double figures the rest. Early thoughts here, Nico. No replays here. Castlereagh Kid did it all his own way last time, and can anything beat it?
Well, I'm seat 1A of the fan club of Castlereagh Kid, so look, I think he's better suited to Moonee Valley leading than, say, a track like Caulfield. I think if he can get really rolling down that side and really sort of Ollie sharpen that tempo up, I think he'll be hard to beat. He'll be hard to catch. I do think this race is probably a bit stronger than what he faced last up, but getting out to 2,000 metres is only going to help him, and I think Ollie's really found the key to this horse. You just got to go fast, run him into the ground, and he'll just keep going for you. So, look, if I was betting into the race, he's definitely got to be on your side. Walt's horse, War Eternal, he's definitely in the game. Off the run in the Randwick Guineas was pretty good. Brings in probably the better form lines, but it's a tough ask coming down from Sydney to the Valley. It does look like 2,000 metres is going to suit him. I think the big improvers probably Can't Go Wong, who ran a big race there in the Autumn Classic last start, sort of from out the back, was really good late. Sort of the margin he was taking off the leader, sort of the last 200 metres there. So I think with the blinkers on, Mark Zara, he's probably one at 20s you could have on your side, but yeah, Castlereagh Kid, definitely the horse to beat. I'd be probably laying El Patroness. I reckon she's way too short at 380. She was like $7 to me. But
I nearly fell over when I saw this race is worth now $750,000. It obviously was the beneficiary of when they're throwing around all that prize money that us punters provide the industry. This get a boost of about.
Can you say that again? I just like the way you said it. 750,000.
It's only was it half? Was it even $500,000 before? Has it gone up $250,000? Has it for a Group 2 of these B and C grades?
I think they were trying to catch a few out of the Australian Guineas by the looks of it. But then what's the plan there? They're also trying to catch the Australian Guineas horses to get into the All-Star Mile. So I don't know. I think it's really just a play to keep them in Melbourne, isn't it? There's no other reason to it. It's the day before the Rosehill Guineas.
Biggest prize money Group 2 going around. Jeez.
I think it'll be better for it next year.
Yeah.
Definitely. But there'll be a lot of trainers looking at that this year. Like, a horse like Forgot You, tackling Animo and Converge this weekend. Like, why isn't he just in that race? I would have thought.
Yeah.
But even a Totsu, like, seemed like it'd be an absolute gimme there for him, but no.
Yeah, my mate, well, I see Mar Eustace has got 4 runners in her anyway. They're obviously targeting the prize money, but maybe next year we have long range plans. It's obviously what they're looking for.
The rich may get richer there with Singer.
Yeah, I think War Eternal will be the way I play. The Bon Vivant form seems a bit more questionable than the War Eternal form. And El Patroness, there's 2 of that. I've fallen into her so many times.
I backed War Eternal last. I thought it'd been the right spot, and it was a big price, but it just cried out that he poured too much work into him or something, just flattened him a bit. He didn't have that early speed to sort of hold a spot, and then really through the line he was going quite well. So if he can be close enough, I think he'll run very well. That's got to be the right form line, Animo.
D Lane's one of the best Moonee Valley riders.
Chris Roots told me he's an underrated galloper. You've got to carry that form everywhere.
We've got a little project for Chris Roots. That's to explain the New South Wales minimum bet law. So I'll chase him up on that and see how far I get down the rabbit hole.
Good luck.
Good one. All right, Saturday is All-Star Mile. A couple of surprise inclusions here in the races. They've fallen away, which is a little bit disappointing. But I think the concept's still not too bad.
The Concept. I thought there was a horse called Concept. I was getting excited. I was like, there's one I've never heard of.
some new forms, some DF. All-Star Mile, betting, TopSport, $3.40. Zaki, DK's horse, Inspirational Girl, $5.50. Knocked him off last time. Pinstripe, $6.50. I'm Thunderstruck, $7. Both will be looking for clear paths. Tafane, $14. Lightsaber, $18. Mr. Brightside, $18. Sierra Sue, $19 from DK's camp. Cascadian, $21. Ice Bath, $26. Cap Devant, $34. Callsend Mav, $41. And that's about the chances there. We're going to have a quick look at the replay of I'm Thunderstruck and Sierra Sue first.
What's happened to Thunderstruck? Why is it such a big price? Yeah.
Well, he's coming from Caulfield, Nico.
He's such a big price because he drew barrier 1. He's probably going to face a very similar task to what he faced on this day, just run up bums the entire straight. We saw his best win was probably at Flemington, going back to the sort of late winter where he absolutely bolted in, but he was on the outside of horses. He did win the Toorak, sort of taking gaps, but this is a horror draw for him. He looks completely set for the race, going to peak here third up, but now he's got to carry the 59 mixed in with the horror draw. I've kind of found him hard to be with here. I'm Thunderstruck. I was kind of like, he's $7 now. I kind of had him around 10s. I do agree with DK Zark. He's not a champion or anything like that, but this is his race.
Sets up well for him, doesn't it?
Perfect draw, barrier 15. Like, there's good speed drawn underneath him. J Car probably just controls the race from that barrier. If they go too slow, she can keep pushing on. They're going quick, she can come back, sit, one out, one back, 2 pairs back, 1 off, outside lead. Like, I can't see a race shape where this horse isn't suited. Like, the 3 All-Star miles we've had run to date so far, the average early speed's been about 14 lengths above. His best win in Australia was in a Doomben Cut where they went real quick. So I think he's just going to be better suited. First up run was great. The improvement I saw from him in the yard first up compared to the spring, it was like looking at a different horse, the way he was moving his action. So much freer, so much looser. If Annabelle had him at 90% last prep or 95%, there was obviously the niggling issues because he missed the Cox Plate and he was a bit flat there in the Caulfield Stakes. I reckon he's come back like 120 this prep. It was amazing to see in the yard. So, I'm happy to bet up here, $3.40. I marked him clear favourite, sort of $2.90, $3, and thought he's definitely the one that you want on your side. Inspirational Girl, I think, second pick. She's a danger. Got to carry the weight now compared to giving him 6 kilos last start, but she ran a big race in the Railway when they went really quick, so she'll be suited there. Look, I'm Thunderstruck's in the game if he can get the right run, but I'm sort of banking on that he won't, and if he does and come out and beats me, it's too good a ride, too good a horse. But Zaki for me just looks the clear horse to beat. I thought Pinstripe was a little short as well. I sort of thought he was more
that's just typical. They put him up way unders, haven't they?
Yeah.
He could run double figures and run a hell of a race, but
I don't really
they put the flashing light that everyone's going to see it, so we'll put it up 4 rolls under.
Yeah. So I thought Mr. Brightside's probably the one that can improve out of the blame. He looks completely set for this race. From a yard point of view, I think he'll be at his top on Saturday.
Just go too slow there or something. He was a bit plain, man. He had it soft in front.
Way too slow. In a real quick Cantala, which is what we'll probably see here on Saturday as well. Like apples to apples there. He was a massive run into the preparation. So I think
he'd be better with a sit too, better chaser.
He'd be the horse if you're playing exotics or anything like that. He'd have to go in sort of 480. The place looks juicy there. But Zaki, honestly, could be max bet for me.
Let's have a look at Zaki, an inspirational girl. And the interesting thing about Zaki in this replay, Zaki was meant to be going the Sydney way, wasn't he? Over 1300s, and then he bobbed up in the Blamey, which was over 1600. So you'd think he'd improve a lot from there.
Yeah, or is he still one short? That's the key, isn't it?
It's a funny one, isn't it?
I've never seen he was obviously not ready for this, but he was exposed, sprinted, and then stopped. Like, he just looked like he's obviously going to improve. It's just whether he needs one more.
DK?
This was a 1600-metre barrier trial, though, basically. Like, it wasn't... You're right. He did, probably the last 20 metres or something, the other one nailed him, but it didn't, like, you would have been worried if he come out and had a run like Profondo, but he's had a very soft time of it in there.
Yeah, he got beat by 20 out of 10 ride and a 6 kilo weight swing there, like inspirational.
He got a 20 out of 10 ride too, though.
Yeah,
it wasn't as if he worked, dashed away, and then got caught later. He sort of suck, dashed and gone. Like, he's just.
I don't think this Zaki's advantage in a big race isn't going to be his turn of foot. It's going to be his high cruising speed, like we saw up in Queensland. Like, that's not his go to sit and sprint. His go is just to run him into the ground. I would have thought, and I reckon he can do that here off a real fast tempo. He's probably the best 2,000 metre horse in the race, and I think that's going to hold him in good stead over a fast mile.
Well,
I think they'll be playing AC/DC after the race myself, old Thunderstruck.
fall back the fence most likely, but yeah, if they run along and he gets the breaks. But I think the most telling thing from what the last Nico just talking is what you're saying about him from the yard. If he's improved that much, and he did have a few issues in the spring, I think that's telling.
I think the market's going to, the two I sort of liked, not that it means anything, is, I'm Thunderstruck and Pinstripe. I think they'll both drift and they can knock off a couple of these older horses. Tofane, have you given up on it?
Oh, I just think that it saw its race early in the prep. I love that I'm Thunderstruck's been set for one race. I don't know what the hell they've been doing with Zaki, and you're getting half the price. I think if they go it hard and it gets a split, and you're getting $8, I'd be happy to be with the target horse.
Yeah. Okay. I think he's going to go to the Doncaster next anyway.
I'm Thunderstruck or Zaki? I'm Thunderstruck.
No, I don't know them both. I don't know where.
Who are you talking about?
No, I'm Thunderstruck.
Yeah.
I don't know what Zaki. No,
I don't think he can win a Doncaster, but I think he can win that race.
Yeah, it just looks grand final day, and then he's just had no luck last start, and he was a muck lather first up, so I think he's the grand final horse for sure. But I don't mind Pinstripe having another crack at 1600 too. I think it's.
Well, he only dashed up 3 the other day.
Yeah. So I think he'll be a big, as DK said, I think he'll drift heavily and can run a big race. All right,
good race.
Nico Noonan, let's have a look at the final event here, and you've found one here at big odds. So it's the benchmark 80 over 1200, the Get Out Stakes, and it's Actor Boss is a favourite 550, Rocket Tiger 750, Ashford Street $8, Finance Choice 950, same price Grinziga Prince, Paperboy also. And then you've got Bee Hunter, $13. Lavina, similar quote, Tap and Run, also $13. As I Please, $19 from the Simon Wild Yard, who's on fire. He had Britannicus run around without us, and it's run second at a place at $26, and none of the owners had a bean on. But Britannicus is in at Terang on Friday, and will be very hard to beat over the steeple tomorrow.
And you're just sitting there thinking...
I can't back it now. I can't back it. It's going to be odds on. So that's the joy of being an owner, as you well know, John.
I've heard of one horse. Do you want me to tell you the good story about High Master? I'll tell you that in a minute.
All right. Let's have a look at the replay of As I Please here, Nico.
DK will like this one. Or DMP did not participate out the back here in the wild colours. Another one from the yard who just like early days completely got it wrong, up on his toes, just used so much nervous energy. And I thought this was the best I'd seen him parade this day. We actually ended up backing him and More Secrets. And he just had absolutely no luck in this race. He runs up bums nearly the entire straight. He still ran the 4th fastest last 200 metres of this race. Gets a bit of clear momentum here, and then he's practically on the heels of him again. His run prior to this was down the straight at Flemington, where he, again, had not much luck behind Grand Pope. I reckon he gets a good run here, just in behind the speed, gets Damien Oliver aboard. He's copped probably one good jockey in his life, Linda Meach. He won that day at Warrnambool, and the rest of the time I'd say he's been ridden by some jockeys that need some experience. So you get the goat on here. Damien Oliver, I reckon this horse could absolutely explode. Looks like he's been completely set for this race. As I said, the tick I saw from him in the yard last start just really looks like he's coming into his own. $19, stalks of speed. I thought this was a massive price in the last. Happy to have something on him each way here. I thought I was coming out and tipping too many favourites. Can't be tipping Zaki, the favourite in the All-Star Mile, and he gets beaten and have nothing on side for the punter. So I thought at 20s, sort of in the last race, you might need something to fill a hole or get out. He could be your horse. Open race, like there's a fair few chances. Paperboy's in the game. Even Moeen, I'd be having something on maybe at sort of $19 first up. Mar Eustace of a good trial. And Grinzinger Prince is probably around the mark as well. But as I please, I think he should be shorter. And off that last start run, bit unlucky. Should have been right in the finish. Out to 1,200. Looks very suited.
Yeah, it looks he's copped some terrible jockeys in the past.
I've never heard of any of those horses. I'll be cheering hard for Nico's.
Mel Julius, Josh Richards. Josh Richards goes okay. Logan McNeil's the last rider, so
Josh Richards.
He's
a weird one. He was only just a fair jockey in Wagga, and since he's come down there, he's grown and he's bloody gone through the roof.
DK, you like Josh Richards?
Well, I don't have any. I don't really find him a lot.
You don't like any of
personally.
them?
I can't remember back in the winter that he's ridden, but he gets the job done. Like Mar and Mick Kent and those blokes put him on. So.
Does he not ride in the Krakatoa Maidens or wherever you're out wide there, the old Krakatini?
No, it's a bit Metro only these days.
Yeah, Metro. Yeah, he's one of the kids they use in town.
No, that's the problem. He's ridden a million winners in Wagga, so he'd have no country claim.
That was the opposite. When he came to Melbourne, he had a claim in the bush. So like he'd ridden all these winners up in wherever the Riverina.
That's right. Yeah, he'd ridden,
and he came down. And he had 3 kilos, so everyone wanted to use him.
Oh, provincial, because provincial.
And Mar and Eustace just blew it up last winter. They just didn't. They just used him. He was riding 2 and 3 a day at the poly track and all that.
And they held him back from going to town. Like they didn't let him go to town. So he just outrode the provincial claim here in Victoria very fast. But I would say he's been given the rap on him and how everyone thought how good he was dominating provincials. I'd say he's been found out in Melbourne off his recent form.
I would like to have his persona. Like he's a cool customer. You get him on the post-race interviews, he's flat. He's just flat. No matter what happens, wins a race. And, he's. I'd like to have his be betting with his emotion.
Wagga boy. He's a Wagga boy.
If you like what you hear with Nico's stuff, you can get his Mounting Yard mail via Telegram, $25 a week. It's every Wednesday and Saturday. Nico, you going to Alister Clark? I'm not putting any pressure for you to go to the Valley on Friday night, but will you be there, or are you going to just
undecided? There's Group 1 racing next week at the Valley. I might head out for that one.
Yeah, William Reid, is it, the following week?
William Reid, yeah. Better undercard.
Couple of bonus sets also, so sometimes you get the public holiday top up there, but $25 a week, you can't go wrong with Nico's Mounting Yard mail. If you don't have time to do the form, he is the man to go to for Metro Victorian Racing. All right, we'll take a little bit of a break here, and we'll get Terry Leighton on from the 1-1 pod, and we'll talk Ascot next. Welcome back to Bet Doctor, behind the curtain look at how pro punters operate. I'm your host Scoot. I've got Walt in studio in the Goldie, and we've got DK and Nico out of Melbourne, and it's time to talk to Terry Leighton, beaming out of Perth. It's its own little island. We talk about 1,000-metre races in their own island, but WA, they've absolutely lost the plot over there, and Little Birdie tells me not allowed at the races. Can't be true, Terry.
It is true, unfortunately, Scoot. Thanks for having us back, first of all, guys. But we're not allowed. We're not allowed at the races unless as an owner you apply as one of X amount of owners. You go into a lotto type draw or something. I'm not too sure, but no, there's no races at the moment, guys. So it's pubs and beers. Even if we're allowed at a pub, I'm not really sure what happens. I just stay in this little punting palace that I'm in, this little den, this little hole, and don't leave it. Get the beers delivered up the stairs.
They're running. I mean, they're just running behind over there. But I, not saying it balances out, but I remember being deep 100 days into our second or third lockdown, middle of last year, and watching Kalgoorlie Cup Day with full crowd on course, all on the drink, all yahooing and everything like that. Oh, you were there. There you go.
Yeah,
I'm thinking, those lucky. Look at us, all locked down here, and now you're the ones who aren't allowed at the races, and we have 80,000 at the footy.
Yeah, it's an odd setup. Hopefully, only 2 more weeks of it. That's what they reckon. So, how many times have we said that's what they reckon over the journey, though?
And I see the good horse Clairvoyance over there is in protest about the restrictions. Yeah. It's dead now. It's had enough.
Literally
it's given up the So we've run it into form, and now we've killed it.
It literally died.
Dead, gone.
Has she definitely passed?
You sure? I thought she was at the vets.
I think she's at the vets, but I was actually going to double check that before I came on. But
I thought it was cast.
No, I think that was falsely reported, and now she might. Yeah, she might.
I've got more respect for you now, Terry. You're killing them. I like that. I like when you really take them right out. That's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay out of this one.
I'm surprised you're in the cupboard at the moment. You're in severe lockdown, but Utgard Loki, I think it was $21 in. You marked it favourite, John Walter pricing, and couldn't get a clear passage.
Yeah, no, it was a tough watch. I think we did super to get as close as we did for a horse that I didn't expect to pick up and sprint. Got a gap with about 250 to go, and just got run down by the two sharpest sitting sprinters in the race, which is going to happen when you're not rolling into the race in the 600. But good punting though. What does that pay?
You just have to be totally sick to be a punter. A lot of punters would have bled. And I spoke to Tristan after Saturday to see how they went. I said, it must have been a fill-up for you. And he said, yeah, it was a pretty good day. But he said, we laid a horse twice on Saturday, and you can guess which one it was. Two clients out of the abyss, $1,000, two $1,000 bets. Hadn't heard from the clients in 3 years.
On the Newmarket winner,
yeah.
Hundreds.
Yep.
If you're not getting rid of some of that, I don't care who they are. You don't get beat on 101 chances, even if it's by spastic.
There's always plenty of sick beats. I saw something that
Casey laid the winner on course as well.
DK, to make you smile, mate, if you're feeling down in the dumps, just go and have a look at Grafton
that was the horse I was
race
going to talk
2
about.
on Monday, mate.
Was that it?
Just go and have a look at Grafton race 2, mate. 50s, I was the first price I took. There were scratchings. I think there was $13, $14 after scratchings on Monday. I ran out of paper. I backed it that many times. And I had a sicko mate with a nice account who did have a very big crack at Dewey into it. And I think it was about 30s at that stage. Yeah, go watch that. Just have it on replay, DK. You'll feel enormous.
With Grafton, what day?
Grafton on Monday. Grafton on Monday.
That's what you get.
Yeah. Watch the replay of its first start. You'll die. You'll die. They put up 50s. It was the biggest mistake I've seen in years.
Patient dies.
And give me 4 days with a 50-1 chance to play some multis and see what happens. Holy crap!
I'll tell you what. Last time Terry was on the show, we were talking about tricks of the trade, and how you were saying it was no good, and he was backing something to beat at next start. It come out next start and got beat. Too strong, Tezza.
Yeah, I backed the wrong one. Unfortunately, I didn't find Rockanori. To beat it, but it's no good. Should have taken the $1 million, the old fella, but he didn't.
Let's try and find a winner on Saturday, and the Gimcrack for 2-year-olds is one of the features there, over 1,100 metres, and Amelia's Jewel's the favourite.
Oh, Amelia, last winner I backed.
Tell you what, talk about stuff up prices. You were saying they went up 50s or something about one. Guess what price? You started even money first up. You couldn't miss its trials, and they put up $11.
In this race?
Yeah, no, not this race.
No,
it started the same price as this, but they put up $11 when it jumped even money on debut. That's as big a stuff up as I've seen over here. Whoever did it, actually, that they're no longer putting up odds first. It's at Green Tab. Are we allowed to give them am I allowed to give them a crack or not? But they're no longer going up first. They've been he or she has been sacked, rightly so.
Yeah.
Amelia's Jewel's the favourite here, so it looks like they've got the price right this time.
It looked like someone in the race, a couple of the little monkeys in the race had taken the $11 the way they sort of rode them in that race, but it wouldn't have mattered. Geez, it went like a rocket.
She's Graceful $7.50. Asla is $8. Divine Belief $9.50. Fiorucci Mama $11 and Costume Party $13. But the replay that Walt's talking about, and we're going to have a look at, is Amelia's Jewel, just absolute PR. And
I reckon the bloke in pink was yelling, "Go now! Go now!" He was the one with the other form in the race.
Yeah, it was a fair old steer as well from the awkward gate. He chucked it into the 1-1, and when Costume Party leveled up at the top of the straight, because that's the widest horse in about fourth there. It actually goes pretty good. So I thought this is going to be the test to see if it's any good. And I don't think Carver used a stick on her once at all. And those that were quick jumped into the $7. I wasn't one of those. I don't really have any ability to do so, but was sevens into about 280 for the Caracatta across the board. And you'd think if she holds that type of form, we haven't really seen any gun 2-year-olds. Nothing's really jumped out at me. We have usually we get a couple of real good jumping runners, those type that just go to the front, they lead, and then they're not seen again. Obviously, the babies, that's how they're educated. We've seen very little of that. So, look, I think, I think she'll be winning on Saturday, and I think she'll be winning probably the Caracatta as well in a couple of weeks' time. Tell you what, Speaking of Karrakatta wins, what can we see in the back there? A winning owner of the Karrakatta, hey? Little plug for that while we got that one there.
Dig deep.
Well, what a time to bring that up.
Fingers crossed you can get there.
Hey? Oh, well, yeah.
Fingers crossed you can get to the race.
to watch it.
Huh?
Oh, we'll
I
get
love
to the
that horse.
race,
I love
yeah.
that win. She's just a nice horse.
Yeah, she looks a really nice horse. The interesting one, I'm not giving it the respect everyone else is, but David Harrison's been saying the entirety of the season that the best of his bunch is a horse by the name of Divine Belief, number 11. He's had plenty of winners throughout the season too, so he's got a fairly good cattle to judge him against. It's debuting here. She's debuting here. The thing she hasn't her advantage is she'll try to go forward in a race without all that much speed. And with the easterly in play, there's a big chance it's going to be suiting those on speed. But I don't know. The trials were good and whatnot, but race experience and what we've seen from Amelia's Jewel and the fact it's 1,100, not the 1,000. If I can see some $2.40, $2.50 late Amelia's Jewel, I'll get involved. I reckon there might be just a little wobble on the fact that there'll be 2 or 3 others they back. So, hope for a little wobble to mid-twos, and I reckon I'll get involved.
So it just goes to show how fickle breeding and all popularity stakes plays. That Divine Beliefs by Playing God. You just never hear of that being a stallion over in the eastern states. And it just goes to show like how hot and cold and volatile it is. Like you guys, some of the stallions that pop up over in Perth, you just never think that they're at stud. Which obviously there's been a lot of talk about Profiteer and lots of horses going to stud. But it just goes to show that a good horse can be thrown from any sort of sire. But the popularity stakes is just crazy. Like Siuni, it's the sire of Amelia's Jewel. That's just a little side plot there. But
well, you look at the whole entire race. There's barely a horse in it with a big name stallion. Maybe looking through, Almahal was probably the biggest of the lot of them there. So just a different ball game, isn't it?
I shouldn't get everyone started. So
Jeez, breeding's not in my wheelhouse anyway. That's why I'm just going quiet here. It's kind of, I agree. Yeah.
I'm staying quiet.
The Perth Stakes is another good race. Give me one more reason. It's $4. It's the first start. He might shed some light on that horse. It's Snowdome is $5.50, Mancraft $7, and Left the Building $8.50. All the Kingsmen $10. Street Parade $11. Thoughts here? We've got no replays.
No, this is a cracker. This is a race where there'll be everyone will be tipping something different. I'd suggest there's probably 10 live hopes. Not sure about this favourite being the favourite. I think whenever Simon Miller wheels out a unbeaten one from the trials, everyone gets scared and they initially just price. We've got to price it favourite. We've got to market favourite. But its trials weren't as impressive as Amelia's Jewel, obviously, and they don't need to be. But he was under the stick in the trials. There was an unraced horse who hasn't trialled that well besides it taking ground off him. I don't know. I'm just happy taking it on. It'll probably come out and blouse me, but that's not for me. There's a very even bunch here, but this is a race with a lot of speed. There's about 5 or 6 all drawn well that'll attack for the top. So I'm going to look for something just off them, and it's a horse called Left the Building. Where are we? Number 9. Clint Johnston Porter, Luke Fernie. Luke Fernie's been the dominant 2-year-old trainer this season. He's winning everything. I think the fact that Clint has gone on over Man Crush, who's shorter in the market, I think at the minute, would suggest that's LK's number 1. So trial back in November was huge. Went great on a leader-bias day on, I think it was Railway Stakes Day, and the Crystal Slipper. Recent trial was 4 deep, no cover the trip, just was massive. From the gate, they can tuck in behind the hot speed, and I reckon we'll see $10 each way throughout. I don't think this one will be too well supported with so many strong money horses here, and I think that's the way to go. Look for a horse with a little bit of cover, and I reckon it can finish over him.
And the last race we'll have a quick look at is the Grandstand Cup over 1,500 metres. Son of God's a favourite at TopSport $3.50. Bruce Almighty $5. Dom to Shoot $5. Footy season's back, coming around $6.50.
Oh.
Son of Bacchus $7, and playing Marika $10. Thoughts here?
Mate, I'd be pretty happy if I'm an Eagles supporter, so I'd be pretty happy if the footy season wasn't back. I'm just saying,
cancelled.
Gold Coast are into favouritism. We're playing at home against the Gold Coast, and we're not even going in favourites. Deary, mate, it's gonna be a long 6-7 months.
I didn't know they were still here.
Who?
The Suns. Are they
The
still
Suns?
alive?
Oh,
Are
they're
they?
going good.
Yeah,
Are they?
is Clarkson coaching him yet?
Oh, Clarko have to be, but try buy a membership. It'll take you 20 minutes and you still won't be able to figure it out. And then you can't even park at the ground. I drove past again the other day. There's nowhere to get a park. I don't know how they exist. The Gold Coast Suns. It is a mystery.
No. No, exactly. It is weird. I don't know anyone who really follows them or whatever. It's weird. It's just that it's like they don't exist. But most football teams up here are like that. And that stupid NRL ground they've got here where you've got to park. You can't. You've got to get a train there.
C-bus.
Yeah,
you can't park there either.
It's the worst ever.
Why wouldn't you do that? Because you need a car on the Gold Coast.
And it's the one joint where they had all the land they wanted, whatever. They had all the money for the com games or whatever they had to do, whatever they liked, and they just butchered it. Yeah.
That's so bizarre. It's so weird. It's like they just don't want anyone to go to the sport up here.
Yeah, when it should be like a sporting capital of Australia, like it's the best weather, best everything, like all brand new facilities. It's crazy. They had the opportunity to do it, and they just butchered it.
Oh, well, back to the races. Grandstand Cup 1500.
Well, first of all, I didn't even know the NRL was still a sport. I thought they stopped playing that about 30 years ago.
Wow.
This is.
There's only one team, but I've sacked him after last week anyway, so everything. I'm with you now.
Yeah, good. Just no sport this year. All I want to watch is Luke Beveridge's press conferences, which won't go for very long. What do we got here? This is a pretty thin version of the Grandstand Cup. There's plenty I want to put a line through, just grabbing up the current market, as prepared as I am. You got horses like Carly's Karma, who's racing. It's a 66 rater, and so it's 16 points, 8 kilos below the minimum. It's not even going that well, and it's $14, $15. So it's a very thin old race. I'm expecting the barriers and the map to be everything here, and I reckon that they will show some real intent on Son of a God. The 7 or 8 leaders, or 7 or 8 horses that settled in front of it from the Bunbury Stakes, they're all not here. Bruce Almighty is here, who goes forward, but Bruce failed leading last start. My guess is Son of a God finds the top. Long story short, and from there, Son of a God's a different horse. So look for aggression on Son of a God. I'm $3.10. I was hoping we'd see $4 plus. So the $3.50 probably gets me for a bet, pending how many beers I've had at that stage of proceedings. But I think Son of a God, and I expect Son of a God to lead, and there won't be a tactical announcement. I'll just do it. Off they go. Do you guys need tactical announcements over there?
Yeah, it's
they're all shadow boxing games anyway.
It's just all garbage. I don't know why you'd tell anyone your tactics. It's like Luke Beveridge.
They should all have to tell them, or none. There's nothing.
It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you tell the opposition what you're going to do? It is mental.
Yeah. Agree. It's part of the game.
Yeah,
trying to work
cat and mouse. It's a race.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
Justify the steward's existence at times.
Well, we won't start talking about that. Or Walt's public enemy number one. They probably only watch the show just so they can put you back in jail.
Mate, there's a dude in my chat room, and it comes up. He's never said a word in there, but every time someone types something, it comes up. Larry D is typing, and I'm thinking that could be MVG. I just can't work it. It's like he's copy and paste everything across. So I'm trying to work it out. Larry D.
Beautiful humans. All right, Amelia's Jill's a banker at $1.95 at TopSport, and then Son of a God could be a little free hit there later in the day if you take the double there. But Terry, I hope we have a little bit more luck.
Just before he goes, because we didn't have him on last week, you expect that sort of performance from Kiss on all 4 cheeks here last week, Terry?
Well, we're quite lucky, actually. It's quite an unique situation where there's a yard watcher who was in Perth for when she went around first up and second to This Will Test You. And then he actually happened to be in Melbourne doing the Flemington races at the same time. And he flicked through a message 5 minutes before the jump and said she's come on, looks amazing. So it was really interesting getting someone's opinion who actually got to see her both in Melbourne and Perth first up. But look, I don't have much of an idea of the Melbourne form, but all I know is we enjoyed seeing it. And then we all like to crow on Twitter how West is best, or one of those stupid hashtags. But no, it was great to see. I hope there's a Group 1 in her, because she's deserved one. She's run into the good horse, Western Temple over here, who's cost her one. So I'd love to see her win a Group 1.
Good. Gee, it won well. It's absolutely bolting. I think it's the only winner I backed for the whole day.
Me too.
Terry, good luck over there in Perth. You definitely need it. It's your time to be in the cupboard, but lucky the races are still on despite not being able to go. But thanks for jumping on the show again.
No, thanks for having us, guys. Good punt well.
Cheers, mate.
Outstanding. All right. Puntingform.com.au is one of our major sponsors. It looks like Glenn Boss needs a subscription. Some of the custard that he was throwing up about the new market from the other mob. He needs to start doing some more homework there, because sometimes your eyes lie, and Bossy's definitely did. So make sure you go to
in his defence, he's got no idea. Like, it's not, like as in, it's not his job. You know what I mean? Like, he's not been trained to do it. He's not, like he's been in racing forever, but it proves week to week that doesn't mean you're educated in racing, does it? Like, they all make the same mistakes over and over again. So until he's lived off having an opinion on racing and putting it on the line, apart from just getting money no matter what he does, it's a very different,
Different.
Well, I think it shows
angle
you
to
can,
be coming at the game. Absolutely,
you can live off having an opinion of racing and being completely wrong the whole time and still live off it. Like, there's plenty out there that do that.
That's right, but why are they the ones targeted to fill those roles? That's what I don't understand. It's very, I guess, people aren't easy to find.
Do you want the gig?
Which one? What is his gig? What is he actually doing?
Oh, he's doing like map analysis and.
No, he's not.
He's doing what, race previews and Neds or Ladbrokes or someone.
Oh, it's just an online thing, is it, or something? Okay.
No, he's on a lot of their stuff.
Jesus Christ. I see Corey Brown's the new jockeys educator in New South Wales. So,
puntingform.com.au. Anyway, you should check it out if you want to up your game. I shouldn't have brought it up. All right, Mugs Moral.
Hi guys, Mugs Moral this week for a big 5 Group 1 race day at Rosehill this week at the home track of the Mug. He went 0 from 2 last week, but we all know what we do in the racing game. You get back down, then you get back up. So, guys, the Mugs Moral this week is race 10, number 9, Mallory. The Mug was on it last start each way. It come flying home, it cut the corner and kept trying on a heavy 9. Doesn't like the wet, but it does like a soft track, so it looks like we'll be up to a soft track. It'll be midfield. It's going to come flying home, and with Pikey in the last. So the Wizard of the West for Ryan, for the Gerald Ryan stable and Sterling Alexia stable. So guys, that is the Mugs Moral this week, and for the big Group 1s this week, in the Randvet Stakes, Very Elegant will be winning the Randvet. In the Rosehill Guineas this week, I do like Anime, but I do like Forgot You each way, if we get each way betting. In the George Ryder, the Mug does like Colette. James McDonald, oh God, this horse looks like it's ready to win a race, and this looks like a good winnable race for Colette. And in the main race of the day, boys, the Golden Slipper, the Mug likes number 5, Jacquino, and number 10, Russian Conquest. And in the Galaxy, the Mug likes Big Parade and Overpassed. So the Mugs Moral this week, guys, is race 10, number 9, Mallory, and he likes. And in the Group 1s, I just said them. So, boys, and no football tip this week because the Mug's given up. So, boys, good luck. And what does the Mug say when we find a winner? Go find your bookie. Good luck, and I'll be back next week for Tancred Stakes Day.
I tell you what, poor old Mug, he's round 1 NRL and then he sacked it.
Mate, I'm just glad that he's changed his uniform. South gives Sounds a chance this week. He's now taken on Australia. I don't know what sort of jersey it was, but they're in big trouble. Their plane just went down wherever they are.
Australia could be gone.
Oh, God.
And he's just jumped aboard Mallory. We backed it first time in, went around to Caulfield.
She did well last start, yeah.
And W. Parker's got it there. But now he's tipping all Group 1s. I tell you what, he's just going to take over the whole show. It's a matter of time. Mark my words. But I think he said he was none from 2, but I think if he include the sport, he might have been none from 3. So
he was none from 1 with South. I know that because it was just life-changing.
TopSport Steamers. So we call these the Steamers because there's steam chasers out there. So when Smarts bet, these steam chasers get in behind them and knock the prices off. You used to be one. I used to be one. Money moves. So the steam at TopSport is Flemington race 6, number 15, Pinstripe, 1,500 at 650. We think the horse is going to go the other way, but definitely can win. Race number 8, number 5 here, Jacquino, 500 at 15. That could be my money there. Blinkers on. Been
Decent
waiting
bet.
for them.
That's a decent bet.
Yeah. And then Rosehill Race 7, number 1, Colding, $2.50 at $34. Walt?
Can't knock that because it maps well, but Jesus, the horse is not going that well. But
Can
it
spike from nowhere, that horse, can't
and
it?
it is, Waller starting to
that
get a bit of
race.
publicity for having a lean streak. All of a sudden, they could start jumping out of the trees.
Do you think they will? Well, it's starting to get to the pointy end of the carnival, and the
give
tracks
him
have
a
been
couple
awful.
of weeks. Like obviously very elegant. Is probably his bunny this week, but then give him a couple of weeks and he'll find form again.
You've been going broke if you've been backing Waller lately, though. Espiona, Fangirl, J-Max, in a bit of a slump as well.
Are, a bit jury's out. Like, did go well, Fangirl, the other day, faced an impossible task, but the jury's out a bit. And the ride on Espiona, holy hell. Lot want to sack it. It probably needs a dry track. I mean, it's,
The form's
everything's explainable. And he just, grand final day. That's when they'll all hit the roof.
Nico?
Yeah, I agree. Grand final day, they'll definitely look like they'll hit some form there. Home Affairs was another one that was real disappointing from Team Waller, so they've definitely got to start hitting some form. But yeah, as Walt said, very elegant. He'd be going pretty bad if he got her beat on the weekend, wouldn't he? That looks like she just will win.
Even with the mug chiming, like there's probably a length and 3/4. It should still have half a length up its sleeve.
Yeah, she's carrying Australia for sure. So she's probably the horse to do it though.
All right, any final thoughts, DK, before we wrap the show up?
Oh, no, it'd just be nice to hit the target. I sat down yesterday to do the form on Terang, and there's no races. These horses in because they replaced all the maidens
With the jumps.
with the jumps. So that was good. Terang, one of my joints. So got to wait anyway on the
You
weekend.
can't complain too much. Geelong, Yarra Valley, Swan Hill,
Swan
Sunday,
Hill. Now
and
Swan
then
Hill
Geelong
for the last
Tuesday.
time I backed a winner.
Good job.
Had a good fill up there last time they raced there or something. So
Good track, Swan Hill. Love it.
back.
No, daily heads, though, DK. You knocked the price off there. I
Oh,
don't know.
daily, no
Can't
one
remember
gives
the
a
flop.
shit. Like 350 to 160, no deductions, and pissed in. But because you fucking tipped 3 losers either side of it, no one gives a shit. So anyway, and getting bets knocked back because I just thought just be able to get on the thing. And as Scoot said, the New South Wales, there's no NBLs the day before. Anyway, I'm trying to be more upbeat this week, so get into it.
Well, you can tip out Britannicus if you like. It looks ready to go. Odds on.
Jesus Christ.
All right, that's enough for us. Make sure you check out TopSport. They've been in the business for a very long time, and they're trusted by a lot of smart punters and
shave your nuts with the Manscaped lawnmower.
and the lawnmower up the beak.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, and punting form if you need to sharpen up your skills there. But head to the Little Birdie shop if you want more of the guys, more of DK stuff and Nico's action, and then Racing Watch for a Walt. But fingers crossed you can find a winner this weekend, and it should be a little bit easier. So you got the AFL and NRL to throw in there as well, so you don't have to. You can spread it around and just pick the eyes out of it. Best bets only, and stay patient. But thanks for joining us. See you next week.